evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So has everyone read the theme of the day for the table topics? What is it? No one has read it?
School memories.
Yes, school memories. So it is often said the time that you spent in school is the best time of your life. Does anyone agree with it? The best time of your life. Do you guys agree with it?
Yes. Clearly, I don't think you just did.
But today, let your nostalgia overrule you and we'll together recall a lot of school memories with the help of the topics that I've prepared today. So first things first, starting with the first topic, and that is the first day of school or the first day of the class or the first day of your term and any memory that you have regarding it. And to share their experience, I would like to call Toastmaster Farhan. The word of the day is improvise.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. First of all, I was not improvised to discuss about my first day of school. To be very honest, I did not like to go to school because the reason was that I did not like to go wake up early in the morning. So whenever I went to the school, I used to cry in the morning. I had so many excuses. But there are so many good memories in my school life because the friends like I had, they are till now we are friends, and whenever we had a fight with each other, after 2 or 3 minutes, we keep smiling. So that was the biggest thing, I think, because in nowadays we have so many differences and we never want to give up, we never want to forgive anything, but in the school days, in our childhood, we did not have any kind of, you can say, biased things. We always tried to make happy everyone. So that was the good thing.
Everyone in school had their favorites and everyone had things that they did not like. So I'd like to talk about these subjects. My favorite subject versus the subject I hated. And to talk about this, I'd like to call Toastmaster Saad Shoaib.
Evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So the subject which I didn't like, it's very easy for me. It was mathematics, because I was not improvised enough to understand all those sums, all those equations and everything which the teacher just poured on me period after period, class after class, course after course. It was just too much to handle. And I think that I might not be the only one, because many of my colleagues also had the same point of view. Now I will come on to the subject which I actually liked, and that was, of course, IT computers, and more on that, I very much liked WordPress and other things which were related to making the websites, because this is the thing which has very high demand in the times to come. So thank you very much.
One thing that every student would have disliked in their school period was homework. So, and a lot of schools do have this policy of stressing the kids with a lot of homework. So, how did you deal with your school homework as a kid? And to talk about this, I would like to call guest Sahar Najm. Okay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Sahar Najm, and this is the third meeting that I'm attending. So far, so good. Talking about the school days, there have been two people who have spoken before me, and coincidentally, none of us liked going to school. I didn't like either. And thinking about the old times, I think waking up in the morning was the most difficult thing that I had to do back in the days. And apart from waking up early in the morning, it was definitely leaving my mom at home and going there out in school, and also the idea of making new friends was a little too scary for me in the beginning. It took me a lot of time to get used to all that stuff. But it went well. It took me at least a year or two maybe to get used to the fact that yes, this is life. We all go to school and we all go there to be better, learn something, and be a better person each day. So that was that. Apart from that, yes, waking up was definitely difficult. The other difficult part was the homework. Kids these days, from what I've heard from my sisters who have their kids going to school, that they don't get that much homework that we used to get back in our time. It was really difficult attending 6 periods and then coming back home with such a huge burden of homework. It wasn't easy. However, my mom and my tutor was there to help me out with that. And even though it wasn't that easy, but I think that is what has helped all of us, I'm sure, in some way or the other, to be better in whatever we are doing today. Because homework was there, it was meant to make us practice things. Like we learned something at school, then we went back home, and then we practiced it. And maybe, as we all know, that practice makes man perfect. I believe it totally holds true, and I think that this is why doing homework, no matter how difficult it was back in the days, it was really needed, and it has helped all of us to grow and do better. Thank you so much.
So one thing that is prevalent, not really prevalent, but it is seen in schools, is the bullying culture. So have you ever witnessed someone being bullied, or were you a victim of getting bullied, or were you a bully yourself? Tell us all about it. And to talk about this, I'd like to call guest Hafiz sir. Oh, your name?
Raj.
Hafiz sir. The word of the day is improvise.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to speak on this topic of bullying because I myself suffered a lot about this activity. And you know how to tackle this. The best way is to, when you cannot fight with somebody, try to make friendship with them. If you cannot fight with somebody, you have to find the ways to avoid bullying, so you have to join them. The best way that we have learned is, if you cannot fight, you join them. So I improvised myself by learning this tactic, and those who are bullying me, I try to find the ways how to find their weaknesses or the things that they like, so that I can join them by using or by appreciating those things. So this kind of improvisement really helped me and helped them as well, because they realize that bullying is not something good. Bullying is an overall challenge all over the world. It cannot be avoided. So the best thing is to find ways to control it. And I think I taught my children as well, when they came in their life to face these real challenges, I taught them a lot how to manage, how to help yourself not being bullied, but help others also, the weak students or the students who are so much worried about it, so that they cannot become victims of bullying. Thank you very much.
We all know that school isn't just about studies. In every school or in a lot of schools, we do have a lot of extracurricular activities. So were you a person who was active in those extracurricular activities? And if yes, then what were those? Tell us about it, and to talk about this, I'd like to call Toastmaster Shazi.
Hello fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. You're having a great day. So yeah, coming back to extracurricular activities, now first it's important to also understand why extracurricular activities are important, right? We used to always wonder, some kids liked them, some kids didn't like them. For some, sports and extracurriculars was in, whereas others enjoyed them. For me, I've always been somebody who has enjoyed playing a lot of sports, cricket, tennis, basketball, swimming, whichever sport that I could play. And what I believe is, even from a very young age, the reason why these things are important, that they teach you a lot of concepts that we learn later in our lives, right? When we grow up, when we're working, when we're managing things, these are things that you learn from a very young age. For example, teamwork, strategy, having a plan, having a goal, how are you going to achieve them, how are you going to work together with different people. I'm in a team now. I work at a corporation. I've been working for a few years. But the concept of teamwork and actually coming together as a team, understanding and identifying individual strengths, these are all things that you pick up in sports. I played cricket. I know what my role was. I'm a fast bowler. I can field very well. I know somebody else is a batsman. So you bring those together, and that helps. And that's how you collectively, as a team, achieve your goals. So that's why I think extracurricular activities plays an important role in kind of like shaping your personality from a very young age. Thank you.
Coming to that time of the year when the parents meet the teachers. I'm talking about the parent-teacher meetings, and to talk about this, their experiences in the parent-teacher meetings and what happened after that as well. Guest or Toastmaster Azra. Are you a Toastmaster? Yeah. Please improvise.
Good evening, everyone. Can you repeat the question?
Parent-teacher meetings.
Parent-teacher meeting. Okay, that was the most dreadful part. And I used to dread it, though I was a very good student. But it was it was tough for me. But I used to get good comments from my teachers, and they used to tell my parents that that your child is very good, she's very nice. Though I was very shy and very timid, I couldn't speak when I was, and still I am still very shy. But I am trying to improvise myself and improve myself. And thank you.
Coming to breaking rules, or the fun part, one incident when you violated the disciplinary rules of your school, or when you bunked a class, skipped a day at school without your teachers knowing about it, without your parents knowing about it. And to talk about this experience, I'd like to guest Basil.
Hello everyone, my name is Basil. I never knew that I would be called for this speech. And I'm not a public person. My job is I'm a behind a computer kind of person. I'm sitting at my office behind a computer. So public interaction is not kind of my thing. That's why I'm here to learn and do interaction and do public speaking. Anyway, so can you repeat the topic again?
It was one incident when you violated the disciplinary rules of your school.
It was specifically for bunking or
It was just an option.
Okay. So I'll start with why rules are made specifically for school. Why rules are necessary for a school. I think first of all there should be rules in any organization or institute. It is necessary to follow the discipline. And for kids and in the school age, it's very important because that's where the kids' base is being made, and he has learned how to act in a professional life. So rules are very important in any organization, including school and institutes, because these are for education purpose. So learning schools is a system, and rules is the first thing. Because if you learn rules, you will apply it to wherever, say, traffic or anything, etc. So there are many rules which I remember that I have broken is bunking, I would say. So it was my test day, and I was not prepared for that. I am not prepared today, but I cannot bunk today for sure. So I prepared one of my friend to let's go till the school gate and then we'll disappear from there. So we disappeared, but then a friend inside of the school informed us that principal is aware of your activities, and if your attendance is not marked today, then you might get expelled or something. So that was the day, and we decided what to do now. So obviously we had to suffer because we broke the rule, and these were the activities we learned that breaking rules can lead to disadvantages. So there was a wall behind the school, and we somehow managed to jump the wall and fall into the garden, and then we ran to the class. But anyhow, Madam knew that this was the whole activity, and they jumped off the school, and we were like off. We got off for 3 days, and this was the whole story. Thank you.
With that said, the table topic session has now come to an end. Please vote for your favorite or the best table topic speaker. Timer, is there any disqualification?
Yes, so we have 2 disqualifications, guest Basit and Asta.
Okay, can you also ask for all of the speakers to raise their hands so that
Toastmaster Saad, Toastmaster Farhan, Toastmaster Sahar, and who else was there?
Yes, Hafiz Shiraz.
Guest Hafiz Siraj,
TM Shazid.
Shazid.
TM Shazid. Any other speaker?
TM Azra.
No, we were TM Aska and guest Basit have been disqualified for not complying to the time limits. So that leaves us with these speakers. Please vote for the best table topic speaker. I would now like to hand over the charge to DTM Zaid Kalia.